Prologue. The life is a collection of decisions. In the end, it's not what you're given, but what you choose to pursue. This is the story of a man who carried through life an indelible mark, that of his mother. Before he was even born, she, a figure wrapped in mystery and choices that defied every rule, lived as though destiny itself had condemned her to leave deep scars and a legacy from which Gabriel could never escape. Margarita was born in Campeche, a city suspended in time, where stone walls whispered ancient secrets no one dared to uncover. Her arrival into the world was a dissonant note in a melody too perfectly composed. From a young age, she rejected the privileges her lineage offered. She saw them not as gifts but as golden shackles binding her to someone else's fate. Her father, an Air Force captain and pilot, was an imposing, almost mythical figure. In the sky, he was a legend; at home, a silent dictator. Men respected him, women admired him, but his shadow covered every corner of the house. Margarita's mother, the most beautiful woman in the county, possessed a serenity her daughter never inherited. While everyone saw in her the perfect successor of that lineage of honor and decorum, Margarita understood that her life could not be confined to such a polished image. At 15, she discovered the love that sealed her rebellion: a stranger, a player for the local baseball team, the Piratas de Campeche. He embodied everything her family feared: danger, freedom, untainted blood. That passion was brief and burning, and its end came with the brutality of power. One night, her father, the colonel, summoned the young man. Men without names or souls took him to his office. No one ever saw him again. He vanished as if the earth had swallowed him whole. But his absence did not extinguish the flame, it turned it into an inferno. At 19, Margarita fled to Mexico City in search of the freedom that her surname and her family's walls had denied her. The capital welcomed her with noise and promises. She lived among artists, dreamers, and nocturnal souls. Her beauty was a magnet that drew both admiration and envy. Soon her voice and her face began to stand out, but fame, like a mirage, dissolved at her touch. Then she met Juan Manuel. He was not like the others. His gaze carried the weight of a hidden secret. He made her feel vulnerable, alive, exposed. From their union, Gabriel was born, hope and condemnation in one being. But the stability she had sought so desperately crumbled when Juan Manuel disappeared, leaving behind a void that neither life nor art could ever fill. Torn by loss, she tried to return to her origins, but the past, like a wounded animal, dragged her back into the same shadows she had once summoned. She returned to the life she had chosen, leaving behind her son, alone among the echoes of an empty house and the memories of an absent mother. Thus Gabriel grew up, beneath the shadow of a name he did not understand, and the inheritance of a story no one dared to tell him. Every decision he made was an attempt to decipher that silence. His life became an endless search to understand who she was, and, by extension, who he was. For Gabriel's destiny, like that of all those marked by love and guilt, was not written in stone. It was an open wound, a story still waiting to be rewritten.
If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and share it with someone who loves a good tale. Your support helps me keep creating more stories for you. See you in the next chapter.